Hello, today we will see about the reproduction or the life cycle of Equisetum plant. In the previous video we saw that the systematic position and the morphology of Equisetum plant. So now we will see the life cycle or the reproduction and the alternation of generation of Equisetum. So the life cycle consists of both sporophytic and gametophytic phase. So now we will see the sporophytic phase of Equisetum plant. It is a homosporic plant. Equisetum are the homosporic plant. That means it produces the same type of spore, and the spore are arranged in a sporogenia. So the spore which is present or produced by the Equisetum plant are stored in a sporogenia, are formed in a sporogenia, and the sporogenia are arranged into a compact structure called as a strobilus or cone. So in the previous video, in the morphology of Equisetum, we saw that at the terminal position of the plant, cone is present. The cone is also known as a strobilus. So now we will see the position of strobilus or cone of the Equisetum. The cone, it is present at the terminal position of the plant, as we saw in the previous video in the morphology of Equisetum plant. The function is to bear the spore. So the function of the strobilus is to bear the spore. It is also disperse the spore. It also disperse the spore. So the strobilus not only bear the spore but is also disperse the spore. Coming to the structure of strobilus. This is a structure of strobilus or cone. So it consists of a thick central axis. So this is a thick central axis. It first consists of thick central axis. Central axis bears number of densely crowded T-shaped petal cell called as sporogenia 4. So this central axis consists of T-shaped cell known as a sporogenia 4. Sporogenia 4. And the sporogenia 4 arranged on axis in alternate hole. So the sporogenia 4 are arranged in the central axis in alternate hole. The pendant sporogenium is attached to the sporogenia 4. To this sporogenia 4, sporangium is attached. The central axis bear at the base ring like growth annually. This and the vegetative leaf present. This represents the vegetative leaf. So the structure of the strobilus or the cone consists of a central axis. To the central axis, sporogenia 4 is attached, and to the sporogenia 4, sporangium is attached, and vegetative leaves is also present here. So this is about the structure of strobilus or cone. Coming to the sporogenia 4. Sporogenias 4 are attached to the central axis, or we can say that the central axis bear the number of densely crowded T-shaped sporogenia 4. This is a structure of sporogenia 4. This is a petal disc shape of the sporogenia 4. It has two regions. The small proximal stalk-like cylindrical position attached to the central axis at the right angle. So here this is a structure of sporangia 4, and to the sporogenia 4, sporangium is attached. The shell-shaped distal pelted disc attached to the upper end of the stalk. So this is the structure of the sporangium, which is attached to the sporogenia 4 without the help of the stalk, and this represents the stalk which is attached to the central axis of the strobilus. The petal discs bear 5 to 6 sacs of 5 to 6 like 5 to 10 sacs like pendant sporangium. So each sporogenia 4 or the petal discs bear 5 to 6 petals of sacs of sporangium, and the sporogenium hang downwards toward the central axis, and so this is a petal discs or sporangia 4. To here the hanging position sporogenia is present. This is a stalk. So or 5 or 6 sporangia is present in a sporogenia 4. The petal disc of sporogenia 4 fit closely together and connected the sporogenia inside. So this is all about the sporogenia 4. So now we'll see the structure of sporangium. So this is the structure of sporangium. The sporangium are stalkless. That means the sporogia is not attached to the sporogenia 4 without the help of stalk. So it does not have stalk. It has sporangial wall. So this is a sporangial wall which is 2 to 3 layer. The inner tapetum layer is present which nourishes the spore. The innermost is filled with spore mother cell. So this is a structure of sporangia. One cell is known as sporangia and many sporangia together known as sporangium. So the sporangia consist of sporangia wall, tapetum and spore mother cell. The sporangia, the outer is known as sporangia wall which are 2 to 3 layer, and inner to the sporangia wall or sporangia wall there is the presence of tapetum, and this tapetum provide nourishment to the spore mother cell. So this represents the spore mother cell. In young sporangium wall is 4 to 5 layer and the tapetum is 1 layer. In young sporangium the sporangium wall is 4 to 5 layer and tapetum is 1 layer. But in mature sporangium wall is only 1 layer and the tapetum along with the other sporangium wall disintegrate. So in matured sporangia the thickness of the sporangium wall is 1 layer and the tapetum along with the other sporangium wall disintegrate. So we saw the cone means strobulus and sporogenia 4 sporangium, and now we will see the sporogenesis. The diploid spore mother cell undergoes meiotic division to give rise the haploid spore tetrad. So the spore mother cell which is present inside the sporangium will undergo meiotic division and it will give rise to the haploid spore tetrad, and the tapetum along with the inner sporangian wall disintegrate to form the preplasmodial fluid which nourishes the developing spore. So in the sporogenesis what happened, the spore mother cell will undergo meiotic division and it will form haploid spore tetrad, and the tapetum cell along with the other inner sporogenial wall will disintegrate and it will provide the nourishment to the developing spore. Coming to the dehiscence, at maturity central cone axis elongated. That means, and when the at maturity level the central axis will elongate, as a result of which there will be the looseness and compactness of the sporogenia 4, pull and separate from the one another. So when at maturity, when the central axis elongate, the sporogenia 4 will pull and separate, will be pulled out and separates, and subsequently later due to loss of water get attached from the sporogenia 4, the sporogenium split longitudinally to disperse the spore. So today we learnt about the position of strobulus or cone which is present at the terminal position of the plant, and then we saw the structure of the strobulus. The strobulus consists of central axis, sporogenia 4 and the sporogenium. To the sporogenium are attached to the sporogenium 4, and it represent the vegetative leaves. So we saw the structure of the strobilus, and then we saw the structure of the Sporogenia 4. The Sporogenia 4 are pelted disc-like structure, and the Sporogenium to the Sporogenia 4 sporogenium are attached. And then we saw the structure of the sporogenium, which consists of sporogenia wall, tapetum and spore mother cell. The sporogenia walls are 2 to 3 layer. Inner to the sporogenial wall there is a presence of tapetum, and the tapetum provide the nourishment to the spore mother cell. And at younger conditions the sporogenia walls are 4 to 5 layer, and the tapetum are 1 layer. But in matured sporogenium, the sporogenium's walls is 1 layer, and the tapetum along with the other sporogenium walls disintegrate. In sporogenesis, what happen? The diploid spore mother cell undergoes meiotic division, and it will give rise to the haploid spore tetrad, and tapetum along with the sporogenial wall will disintegrate, and it will provide the nourishment to the developing spore, and the later the spore will be released from the Sporogenia 4. So this is all about the sporophytic phase of the equisetum. In next video we will see the gametophytic phase of the equisetum.